100 munitions, 70 precise targets. How US hit ISIS hideouts in Syria. Trump's promise of vengeance, what's left of ISIS in Syria. As US strikes 70 ISIS bases in central Syria.
Hello and welcome. You're watching another episode of Xplained with me, Megha Sharma. The United States of America struck as many as 70 ISIS bases in Syria in an operation named Operation Hawkeye. Videos from Syria, which went viral on social media, showed US fighter jets flying over Syrian skies. One such video was this one, which shows two aircraft in synergy flying next to each other. No airstrike can be seen in this video, but it seems clear that they are not commercial aircraft. Listen in to this 16-second video. The next video was released by the US Central Command and it showed F-15 Eagle fighter jets, A-10 Thunderbolt jets and Apache AH-64 helicopters taking off from an unspecified United States base. The jets took off at midnight and conducted specific strikes on ISIS bases in Syria. Listen in. The video released by CENTCOM shows 7 such precision strikes. The munitions can be seen airdropped on the ISIS bases with limited damage to surrounding infrastructure, although as per the images, it seems like none of the bases were located in populated areas. The US President took to his microblogging site Truth Social and wrote, "Because of ISIS' vicious killing of brave American patriots in Syria, whose beautiful souls I welcomed home to American soil earlier this week in a very dignified ceremony, I am hereby announcing that the United States is inflicting very serious retaliation, just as I promised, on the murderous terrorists responsible. We are striking very strongly against ISIS' stronghold in Syria, a place soaked in blood which has many problems, but one that has a bright future if ISIS can be eradicated. The government of Syria, led by a man who is working very hard to bring greatness back to Syria and is fully in support. All terrorists who are evil enough to attack Americans are hereby warned. You will be hit harder than you have been ever hit before if you in any way attack or threaten the USA." The United States Secretary of War Pete Hegseth said that this wasn't the beginning of a war but vengeance. He wrote on X, "The United States of America under President Trump's leadership will never hesitate and never relent to defend our people. As we said directly following the savage attack, if you attack Americans anywhere in the world, you will spend the rest of your brief, anxious life knowing the United States will hunt you, find you, and ruthlessly kill you. Today we hunted and we killed our enemies, lots of them, and we will continue." The support to these strikes came from Jordan's Royal Jordanian Air Force. Jordan says that they participated in the strikes to prevent extremist groups from threatening the security of Syria's neighbors and the wider region. The likely joint operation could have been launched from the Muwafaq Satli Air Base near Azraq. Although a primary Jordanian air base, the US Central Command does deploy F-35A Lightning II fighters, F-15s for regional missions in the airbase. Although ISIS' foothold in Syria has significantly reduced since 2017, it maintains cells, hideouts, desert camps and logistical hubs in Syria. In central Syria, ISIS remains most active in the Badia desert. This mainly includes the Homs Deir Raqqa desert belt. The second ISIS infestation is mainly in southern Raqqa and eastern Homs deserts. This is how ISIS hideout in Syria looks today. 3 days ago in Damascus, Syria seized drones and explosives from a room-like structure. The ISIS terrorists generally store loads of ammunition in these structures. The raids on similar ISIS hideouts had accelerated after 2 US service members were killed in Syria on 13th of December. Palmyra is located in the Syrian desert northeast of Damascus. Between 2015 and 2017, a large part of Palmyra was under ISIS control. On 13 December 2025, Syrian and American troops stationed in Palmyra were attacked by a lone Syrian security officer affiliated with ISIS. The attack resulted in the death of 2 US soldiers and 1 US interpreter, which were the first US military casualties in Syria since the fall of the Assad regime. The soldiers were stationed for counter-terrorist measures when they came under gunfire by a lone gunman. The gunman was shot and killed. The gunman was to be dismissed for his extremist views a day after the ambush and had infiltrated a meeting between delegation from the United States to combat ISIS and the Syrian armed forces. 2 days later, the United States identified the 2 army soldiers. They were Sergeant Edgar Brian Torres Tovar, 25-year-old U.S. Army soldier from Iowa, and Sergeant William Nathaniel Howard, 29-year-old from Iowa. They were both members of the Iowa National Guard. They were a part of the 1,800 Iowa Army National Guard soldiers who were deployed in the Middle East in late May to support Operation Inherent Resolve, the U.S. mission to defeat ISIS. Nathaniel Howard's father, Meswaki Nation Police Chief Jeffrey Bunn, had shared in a statement posted to Facebook on Saturday that his son was one of the individuals that had been killed. Our son Nate was one of the soldiers that paid the ultimate sacrifice for all of US to keep us all safer, Bunn said. He loved what he was doing and would be the first in and last out, no one left behind. Please pray for our soldiers all around this cruel world. This is when Donald Trump vowed to retaliate, declaring that there will be a lot of damage done to the people who did it. Listen into what he said.
So we mourn the loss of 3 great patriots in Syria. You know how it happened. There was an ambush, terrible. We also have 3 wounded. They seem to be doing pretty well. So we mourn the loss. These are 3 great people. And it's just a terrible thing. Syria, by the way, was fighting along with us. The new president of Syria is, as they told me, and I'm not surprised, he's devastated by what happened. This was an ISIS attack on us and Syria. And again, we mourn the loss and we pray for them and their parents and their loved ones. Very, very sad.
Mr. President, will the U.S. retaliate against ISIS?
Yeah, we will.
And should U.S. forces attack again?
You're going to be safe.
And should the U.S. still be
We will retaliate. Thank you very much.
The strike by the U.S. Armed Forces is expected to deal a huge blow to the already weakened ISIS influence in Syria. Although the official death toll is 5, precision munitions deal heavy damage to the infrastructure. In 2014, for example, ISIS controlled large swathes of territory in eastern and northern Syria, including cities like Raqqa, which were declared as Caliphate's capital. But the US-backed Syrian Democratic Forces, along with the Kurdish units, mounted significant military campaigns over the years. By late March 2019, the last significant stronghold of ISIS in Syria, around Baghouz, was defeated. After 2019, although ISIS no longer held significant territory, remnant fighters and cells continued to operate as an insurgency in the Syrian desert, rural pockets in eastern provinces such as Deir ez-Zor and Hazaka, and other insecure regions. These cells carried out sporadic attacks, including ambushes, IEDs, and bombings against Syrian government forces, the SDF, and security checkpoints, even as counter-insurgency operations by local and coalition forces continued. But after the fall of Assad, the fear that the President Ahmad al-Shara's reign would lead to ISIS' return has so far not come to reality. Al-Shara has joined the US coalition against ISIS and had visited the United States last month. During his visit, he was seen playing basketball with US commanders and vowed his commitment on battling extremists. Will the US strikes on ISIS deal a major setback to the terror group, or will they be a start of a new front for proxy war? How does the ISIS respond in something we have to watch very carefully?
100 munitions, 70 precise targets. How US hit ISIS hideouts in Syria. Trump's promise of vengeance, what's left of ISIS in Syria. As US strikes 70 ISIS bases in central Syria.